Greetings, fellows, in time and space. This is your host, TheAmariaShadow, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back once again to some more of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. Now, I do apologize for not streaming regularly here on the channel. So, what's been going on is that for the last 2 weeks, we've been getting, like, non-stop rain here where I live in North Carolina. And we are also in the path of a tropical storm. So, I was mostly fearing for my power to be turned off during that time, as well as my internet connection being very intermittent. So I was very hesitant on streaming, but also I have been grinding non-stop on Final Fantasy XIV to get a character that was stuck in Shadowbringers content all the way to Dawntrail, and I just finished the main scenario for Dawntrail with this character. So if you don't know, I have a few different characters that I play on my 14 account, so I have to do Dawntrail content at least 2 more times. So if it's tired of me to say this, I am tired. I am very tired. It's like, I like playing this game, I really do, but next time I want to play another character, I'm just going to level up, just going to unlock a job and unlock the story through the online store and just go from there, because grinding from level 1 from the beginning of the game all the way up to recent content is just insanity at this point. Anyway, we're going to continue right where we last left off, so without further ado, let's get started right away today's adventure and see what's in store for us. Allons-y! July 9th, 2:12 p.m. Right, anything agency. Hey, Apollo! What? Well, you know, actually, nothing. I mean, something. Or maybe not. Out with it! The suspense is giving me an ulcer. Well, you know, the trial today, I was thinking, if you gave it a score, what score would you give it? Score? Gee, I guess I would, or maybe, well, I'm just as bad as you. See? It's so vague. Clearly. Maki avoided a guilty verdict, which is something, though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. IPXX314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Letouce. And the victim, Mr. Letouce, who would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent? What a mess! And we don't have any idea what he was investigating. Well, true, but we know who shot him now. Mother-Noroi told the whole court. Wait! That voice just now! It was him! I am sure of it. That voice I heard talking to Mr. Letouce. When I heard the gunshots fired, it was him! It was Mr. Darien! It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries. I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around. What, is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will? I wouldn't say that, but he has been going out a lot. Some top-secret mission, he said. Top secret? Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day, and you've got me to help you. We'll be fine. Fine. Right. Well, time's wasting, as they say. Let's investigate. That's the spirit! Mother-Noroi dropped the bomb in court today. It was Darien. Mother-Noroi says she's never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool! I guess. What's that called again? Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called. Somehow I don't think that means what you think it means. And she has to be wrong this time. Wrong? Why? I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert. That's right, I was burning up the dance floor at the time. Right, did you happen to look up on stage? Maybe at Darien even? You bet I did. He is one of the Gaviniers' guitarists after all. He's so cool. Oh, right. All the Gaviniers have a rock-solid alibi. He couldn't have shot Mr. Letouce backstage. But Mother-Noroi heard him, didn't she? She heard Darien backstage. Right? Somebody's either wrong or lying very badly here. An Interpol agent. I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway? Huh? Interpol? They're the guys who catch international criminals. Why can't they just call them international police instead of making up some silly name? Yeah. Anyway, you think he was investigating Mother-Noroi? What? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal. She couldn't be. Don't be fooled by appearances, is all I'm saying. But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palm coin at 50 pesos. If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something. Wonder if it was something that has something to do with something. That something being our case. The last something, I mean. Something like that. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What was Mr. Latouche up to? Trucy? Was that another one of your tricks? It wasn't me. I can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that. Wherever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word is whispered. Gramari! Hey, the other day! Who's there? We didn't just imagine that, did we? He was wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours? Hardly! We meet again! Nice to meet you. Who are you? And could you please stop smirking like that? It's you! Uncle Valent! Uncle Valent? He's your uncle? No, silly. It's the great Gramari, Valent Gramari, the Grand Magician. Yes, it is I, the great Valent Gramari, as seen on television. And could you please stop smirking like that? It's been a while, Miss Trucy. 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown. Good to see you again, Uncle Valent. You look exactly the same. I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me. So be quick with your questions. And do not quail, quake, or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I'm quite down to earth when need calls. He does have a certain aura to him, it's true. Let's ask him about the case, Apollo. His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. She's practically drooling with enthusiasm. After all, Uncle Valent's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle. What? Daddy? You mean Mr. Wright? No, I mean my real daddy. Trucy's real father? Wait, Apollo. Don't tell me you don't know about Troop Gramari. Troop Gramari? No. But it does sound kind of familiar. Oh, lost life! Lamentably listless lad! To not know of the greatest troop of magicians on the planet! Valent Gramari, the name began to surface in my mind. It was a name I'd heard on television as a child. You bet you've heard the name. He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement park. Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from a safe and then escaped from a high-security prison. You said he is a magician? I opened the lock to the heart's chain by mediocrity. This is the true miracle of Troop Gramari. Wait. What, Apollo? I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Weren't you with someone else? Like a duo? A duo? Yeah, you had a partner. Something Gramari. Yes, Zack Gramari. A masterful maker of magic, a capable crafter of shining showmanship. Why is everyone so quiet? Daddy? Huh? Oh, no way! Once upon a time, Troop Gramari included 2 grand magicians. Myself, Valent Gramari, and my partner, Zack Gramari. And this Zack he was my real daddy. Trucy's father, a magician. I guess it makes sense. I had no idea. There wasn't much point in talking about it. Not now that he's gone. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy, after all. You make me laugh, Apollo. Glad that I'm good for comic relief, at least. Not that I see Daddy around much these days. I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit. Reasons? 2, in fact. The first being, of course, to see you, Miss Trucy. You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valent. I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? When I encountered you at the Coliseum, the first time in 7 years, I could feign not to tame my emotions. I wept oceans. And to learn you now defend that poor pianist, that blinded boy, 'twas a hot topic of talk amongst the staff, you know. And defend him you did. Well, it wasn't all my doing. I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this. That's a videotape? Quite so, a recording of the concert, no less. I've brought it for you, Trucy, on behalf of Troop Gramari. Will you watch it? Wow, it's almost as good as it was live. So what's the word? Mysterious. There are more mysterious things in her song going on. Way more mysterious. This Valiant Gramari has good reasons to be here today, but I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. So, I was wondering, that stunt in the middle of the song there, I didn't see a stunt. What about Lammy-Roar vanishing and reappearing? Oh, that? I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen, I didn't even notice. So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand, the petite prestidigitation. A modicum of magic from me to you. So that's why you were at the concert. Yes. I was there to watch my trick take to the air. So you're the one who knows how it was all done. Of course, I am like a deity, with the stage as my domain. I suffer no mystery upon those floodlit boards not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. It is a potent, primeval power I possess. Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done? Hey, now! Trucy? That's like totally against the rules, Apollo. Not during a murder investigation, it's not. I know, for my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later. Well, after my illusion entranced the audience. Oh, don't even ask. I won't answer. Too bad for you, Apollo. Whose side are you on? I, Valiant Gramari, now make my leave, Miss Trucy. There's no need to rush, Uncle Valiant. You should stay a while. I am afraid I cannot. I may not. I shall not. I have been asked to assist with analysis, so I shall slink back to the scene. So, you'll be at the concert venue today? Correct. If you would call on me, come to the Coliseum. See you later, Crocodile. With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye, he turned and walked out through the door. Normally. Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking. Right. Valiant Gramari. I've got a few more things to ask him. Foremost among them, that bit of magic that made Lammy-Roar disappear, and how he knows Trucy and her real father. July 9th, Detention Center Visitors Room. Maki may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect. But they don't have any decisive evidence. Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room. Right, the air vent. And he lied. Lied? Maki Tomoya could see. Ah, Maki! Speak of the devil. He looks like he's doing okay. I forget, why did we come here? It's not like we could talk to him or anything. Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo. It's kind of hard to build a court case on feelings. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest. If you need someone to complain to, I'll listen. I think she's actually worried for me. So, what did you think of the trial today? Whew, I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial. Hey, all's well that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's innocent, we win. No, if he's found not guilty, we win. Maki might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do. Huh? I'm glad Lammy-Roar testified. What a great person. She even got Maki off the hook by naming another suspect. Darien of the Gaviniers, the detective. I wonder if Maki knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went on at all, if no one told him there's a new suspect, how would he know? Hey, what is it, Apollo? No, it's nothing. I must be imagining it. Imagining what, Apollo? It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know. Maki, he doesn't understand what we're saying, right? How could he? He's a young Borginian. He doesn't speak English. Bullshit. Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him. Huh? Maybe it's malfunctioning, or it's scared because you keep making those I'm so mad faces. Was I that bad? Maki lied about not being able to see, but what if that's not all he lied about? If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him. I think it'll take something big to get to him, some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Maki. So, Maki, you can see, right? Maki can see, and LamiRoar can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo, I don't think that we're going to get any information out of Maki, which makes sense. Yeah, I guess it does. July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum. Woo, what a great day! It's perfect weather for sleuthing. The weather matters for an investigation? Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days? Sure, let's get started, shall we? Right on! Show us your stuff, Apollo. What stuff? Your voice training. This is the perfect place for it. I did enough at home, thanks. Aw, there's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage. I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I am a lawyer. Then you're in luck because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout, objection? Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get going already. July 9th, backstage hallway. Ah, Mr. Attorney. LamiRoar. I'm sorry about today. There is nothing you need to apologize for. You were merely defending Maki. Are you okay? Alone, I mean. Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does not make being a witness rather difficult. Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now, and we weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times today before. Oh, you must have great ears. Ears that heard the crime taking place, or so she claimed yesterday, but how? That was quite a statement you made today in court, about hearing Darian Crescen's voice at the scene of the crime. I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. Wait! LamiRoar, is something the matter? That voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it. No way! As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That is when I heard his voice. I'm guessing Darian and Mr. Latouche were talking about something. The next moment I heard those gunshots. Why didn't you call security? To be honest, though the noise was quite frightening, I never imagined the gunshots might be real, and I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. So, it really was Darian's voice that she heard. Yeah. At least she certainly thinks it was. I met Maki before my debut as LamiRoar. I was singing in a restaurant in Virginia, and he was playing the piano? Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned I could not see. Is that when you started playing opposites? With Maki pretending he couldn't see? No, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut, after I became known as the landscape painter in sound. It must have been tough for Maki, pretending he couldn't see, and all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands always. He would write with his finger on my palm to signal to me things I should know. He is a smart, gentle boy. I think I see what she's getting at. Maki would never harm a soul. About Mr. Latouche. Ah, yes, he was an Interpol agent, I hear. So you had no idea? Of course not. No one did. I guess that's what it means to be undercover. But someone was after him. They had to know who he really was. Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand. You have no idea? I can only assume that he was investigating me. But why? What makes you think that? Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility, because of my condition. As my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory. Clouded. Right. The darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart. In your heart? I have no memory of the time before I became LamiRoar. I awoke from darkness, into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days. What was it that she said about not being able to remember the light? I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming LamiRoar is lost to me. But I don't think you... I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me? Do you think your past might be related to this case? No way! That seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, LamiRoar. I thank you. Maki too tells me this often when I fear who I might have been. We took a look at your performance again. It was even better the second time. thank you. That reminds me. That was an incredible illusion you pulled off. Illusion? When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember? Ah, yes. Apparently they hired a professional magician. Malik Gramarie. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done? I'm afraid I cannot. Miss Gramarie made me swear to never tell a soul. I was afraid of that. Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know. Ah, I am reminded that I wish to speak to you about something. Yes? When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor. Device? Maybe you mean this? That's been lying there since the day before yesterday. Might I touch it? I thought as much. What? What did you think? This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during the concert. I wonder whose this is. We use it for communication. It would be quite inconvenient should it go missing. We'll hold on to it for you then. We'll give it to the Prosecutor Gavin when we see him. Yes, that's best. Thank you. So can I put it on? Attached? I'm not some kind of a robot Apollo. Everyone on staff was wearing one of these headsets. This might warrant some further inquiry. Can I ask you about this headset, TheAmariaShadow? You said that all concert staff were wearing one. That's correct. You need them to communicate across such a large stage. Water. Everyone on the staff had one, of course. And all of the band members too, I should think. So Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on too, then. They're quite helpful, though. Limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they're only for use on stage, and a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system. That makes sense. You'd think someone would notice if they dropped their only communications lifeline, so why was this one lying here? July 9th, in the wings. That song! Isn't that the one Mother-Noroi was singing? Yeah, you're right, the guitar serenade. Wow, I'd love to do a show on a stage like this. I'd come to see that. The house is full, and as one, the audience sighs with wonderment. There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air. Not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician? Oh, that's right, I was a magician, wasn't I? Some dedication. Aha! If it isn't Miss Trucy, and indeed it is, Uncle Valent! What exactly are you doing here? I take real responsibility in tasks undertaken. I'm inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss. The TheAmariaShadow teleportation illusion. Ooh! Should anything go wrong, it would reflect poorly upon me and my troop. As I went about my exacting examination, I happened to notice that piano. Now remember that fairly melancholy melody. Hey, Apollo. Maybe Uncle Valent can shed some light on this whole thing for us. I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. TheAmariaShadow's vanishing act was your illusion, right? Indeed. The purple prosecutor petitioned my performance. At the climax of the song, he said, make her disappear, like a dream. Like a dream? Yet, what can I work with on a stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conveniences of a stage built for sorcerous acts. It was a challenging task, and so I accepted. She disappeared from the top of the tower. But in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. People come to me because I am a professional among professionals. My illusions are custom made for a time and a place. Now, because of the murder, all the eyes in the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of Troop Gramarie are concerned. So, you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well. And went well it did. Now, speaking of pianos, that piano over there troubles me. It troubles you? Why? Why? Why do you ask why? I think it's probably quicker if I just go check it out myself, thanks. Oh, my left eye is burning. Okay, stop, please. Ugh. Oh. I already used this. Skipping. I know what you are thinking in that head of yours. Gramaria, yes, you see. I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort? Actually, yes, you're right. Wow, he just read your mind, Apollo. Where everyone tells him that, he made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name was Magnifi Gramare. It was he who began the great troupe Gramare. At his prime, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. I do have a vague memory of someone like that on TV. Yet several years ago, that time came to an end. My troupe pulled a vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard, the TV screen a barren waste, stripped of illusion. But that's not true, I still went to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket. When you start playing in supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. We hone our skill at these small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise, up from obscurity, onto fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic that is Gramare, but for my partner. Your partner? You mean, yes, Zach Gramare, Trucy's father, before he disappeared 7 years ago. There was no name higher than Gramare in show business circles. None. I will see us return to glory. I, Balak Gramare! Our founder Magnifi Gramare was truly a genius, a worker of miracles. I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little, how he made that whole jumbo jet go, what happened to the jet again? Apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zack and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valent and Zack were the shining stars of the Gramare crown. Cool, huh? And Zack Gramare was my daddy. Now that Magnifi and Zack are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, Balak Gramare, who brings the Gramare miracle back to the big stage. I'm rooting for you. Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side. One skill coming up. How do we manage to get off the topic of the case so quickly all the time? That's one big piano. I've never actually played one. You should get Mr. Wright to teach you sometime. No good, he can't play either. I kinda feel bad for the guy now. Maybe now's my big chance. Stand back, this could be the debut of a prodigy. I heard that. Ew! Did you make that noise just now? Let me try it again. There's something in it. You know, I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh. Look, this was stuck between the strings. It looks like some kind of switch. Someone must have thrown this into the piano. July 9th, Mother-Noroi's dressing room. Uh-oh. There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom. What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever. Oh, am I supposed to be happy? You give me the second degree in court, and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool. You're talking about the bloodstain Mr. Latouche left? Our department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh? Well, that bloodstain helped uncover the biggest mystery of all. Now we know that Mr. Latouche was really with Interpol. We wouldn't have found that out without you. I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. Said it was my reward. Are chocolate snackoos popular down at the precinct or something? I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again. Be my guest, you're not going to find any clues in here. Though I did find something strange. Something strange? I met my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? How? I mean, think about it. Now you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year. If only it worked that way. It just bugs me to think that little kid outsmarted me. It makes him even more suspicious now that we know he can see. He could have seen the air duct, and he could have shot that revolver. But that's not how it sounded in Lammermoor's testimony. You mean her saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene? That's right. Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing once in a while in this country? I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Was that true, what you said in court today? You know, about the case? About how everything was happening according to those song lyrics? The guitar serenade, you mean? I found the link, you know. First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped keyring was stolen. Then Lammermoor flew through the air. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar caught on fire. And in the end, a bullet took Mr. Latouche's life, and he went up into the sky with the guitar. Well, 15 feet up, at least. It is kind of hard to chalk it up to coincidence. I know, and I found it. You think the same person did all of this? Don't ask me. I didn't do it. Neither did I. I couldn't fit that through that air vent anyway. What? You don't think I did it? Sometimes I worry about that girl. So what did you find? It's so little, I must have passed over it yesterday. I found it under the sofa. Is that a lighter? What is it? Part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. The bit sticking out from the end looked familiar, so I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna. Oh, like on a Beetle? Like on a cell phone. This device must use an electronic signal of some sort. An electronic signal, you say? Do you think you could take a look at this? A small device. Looks like a transmitter. A transmitter? You press this switch here and it sends out a signal. No idea what it's for, though. A signal? You mean an electronic signal? What is it, Apollo? Say, Emma, you know that strange object you said you found? Oh, this? Let me try pressing this switch. Ouch! It's on fire! Emma's device is on fire! What's the big idea? Ah! Well, now we know what this is, an igniter. This part here must work like a lighter. It nearly lit me up, that's for sure. Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose. I suppose. At least we're getting somewhere with this case. Hey, Apollo, let's ask Emma more about this switch, now that she has some first-hand experience. What are you trying to do? Burn me alive? Come on, it was just a few sparks. Says you weren't the one holding it. There's enough sparks flying around here just with you two talking. Anyway, now we know this is a remote for igniter. Let me see that for a second. Well, this is definitely a little transmitter. The signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet. A transmitter, huh? Incidentally, if you look at a cross-section diagram of the stage area... Let's see, 30 feet from Lammermoor's dressing room. That covers the backstage completely. It also looks like it would cover the stage. It kind of seems unlikely anyone would use this on stage. Guess I'd best be getting on with my investigation. We're off to look for more clues elsewhere then. I feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into igniters a bit more later. Good luck. I'd like to know a bit more about igniters myself. July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum. What, come to laugh at the murderer? Darian! That old bag opens her pie hole and wham bam, my life goes down the chute. Thanks! They won't let me work while I'm a suspect. Darian isn't in the best of moods, is he? Not many people are these days, it seems. It is a crime scene, not exactly the happiest place to hang out. Then Gavin had to go rub salt in the wound. My alibi's rock solid. Rock solid! So about your alibi. You have to ask? The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set. That's right. The music was blaring when we heard those gunshots. And found Mr. Latouche dead. I've got 10,000 witnesses who saw me too. Right there on that stage. The guitar playing was something else. Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. I can't believe they aren't letting me work. There's no need to yell at me. It's Mother-Noroi's fault. She was the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old windbag. How could she possibly identify me? They won't let you work? He won't let me work. Gavin says I gotta lie low till the suspicion is cleared. What suspicion? He can't be such a stick in the mud. Mr. Gavin? A stick in the mud? He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man. Except when he's depressed. You hear him whining the other day? Oh, you mean the thing with the mixing board? And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar. Ah! It was you, Darian! He's just a perfectionist is all. Not a bad guy, really. Well, I think the Cavaliers are the best. I have all your albums. The band's fine, too. Gavin can write a good tune, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him? He's down at the prosecutor's office, most likely. The prosecutor's office? I've never been there, have I? The data on the victim should have come in from Interpol. Normally I'd be down there dealing with it. Normally. Apollo, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see the prosecutor's office. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. Right on! Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. And tell him I want into that crime scene. We'll be going now. Hey, wait. Yes? What do you really think happened? Really? You don't think I did it, right? Well, great. Way to instill a guy with some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened, okay? Ripping! Don't get led astray by some siren song, eh? Get this one wrong and you'll be eating humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself. Let's not talk to him anymore, alright? Detective Darian Crescent. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice. July 9th, Prosecutor Gavin's office. So, this is it. The Gaviniers' head office. It's not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing? Object. Whatever. Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. Oh well, guess we'll have to come back. Or we can hide behind that bookshelf, read real quiet like. That's eavesdropping. Why? We'd just be waiting. Quietly, so he won't notice. What if he heard something scandalous about the band? She'd make a good reporter for a gossip bag. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche! Latouche? Look, don't talk to me about those Borgidians, okay? Just give me that report. Chop chop. And stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? It's times like this when I start to miss Darian. Huh? Hiya! Just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad. How could I be? There's not enough tee-hee in the world in any case. Have a seat. Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist. Watch and learn, Apollo. So, who have you come to see? Huh? Clavier, lead vocalist for the Gaviniers, or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom? What do you think he means, Apollo? I think he's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert or the case. Which way to go? Ah, that reminds me. Did you see the paper today? Yes. I always read the TV section. Good girl. How about you, Air Forehead? I read the funnies. Then you will not have seen this! Consider Tragedy, the prosecutor's deadly song. Ooh, is that a new show? I haven't heard about that one. It's not a show, it's an article. News, you know? Oh, does this have anything to do with the case? Since getting back from the trial, my phone has been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life with a song? Have you ever hummed a man all the way to death row? Do you think you could sing for me over the phone? It is endless. Endless! Thanks to the case you made today, of course. Oh, that was all Apollo's idea. Hey! Is that a newspaper over there, too? Ah, yes, the Virginian Daily Bugle. Go ahead, take a look. Thanks, but I can't read Virginian. Oh, that's right. Suffice it to say, this is big news over there as well. Though they didn't go so far as to mention the lyrics to my song. Probably no one in Virginia could believe it. It's probably seen as just a theory at this point. Their journalists didn't see the need to mention it. That makes sense. I hardly know what to think of it myself. Mother-Noroi testimony will probably be in the evening edition, I'd imagine. Which is why I've had Tharian step down from the investigation for now. Yeah, we ran into him moping in front of the Coliseum. Mother-Noroi was my invited guest, so it is a rather delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve this case. Quickly, if possible. I really love that song. It had such a great atmosphere to it. You co-wrote it with Mother-Noroi, if I remember correctly. That's right, it was last year. I had gone to tour Virginia's legal system, as a matter of fact. And that's when you heard Mother-Norioi's voice? It was at a small jazz club. I wept that night. I knew I had to meet her to talk with her. So I used my influence, which is not inconsiderable, to arrange a meeting. Wow, prosecutors really have a lot of clout. I think he's sort of a special case, Trucy. Thankfully, she liked the work I did, and we wrote a song right there, backstage. Maki on piano, that dulcet voice, and myself on a guitar that I borrowed from Mother-Noroi. And music history was made. Probably not an experience your average warrior would ever have, like Apollo say. It is a memory I hold dear, and the song we wrote that night was this. And that very guitar is right over there. You mean this charred lump? Don't call it a lump, that's a piece of history. And it's only brown, not really charred. No matter, I shall never sing that song again. I wouldn't have used that guitar again either, even if I could have. What happened during that song anyway? Why did this guitar suddenly catch on fire? Do you think you could show it to us? Your charred, I mean slightly burnt guitar? I'm sure he doesn't mind. What more could it happen to it? That was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics that did this. That's the guitar for the concert, isn't it? I thought it was one of the staff playing a gag on me. I never guessed that wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar incidentally. Oh, did you find anything out? He didn't have a lot of time, so it's still unclear. But the results he came up with were intriguing. Intriguing? How does that guitar tie into everything that went on? Sounds like something we should ask about. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Mother-Noroi. How did it end up here? She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar is from Virginia? That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruined the wood, so we vacuum packed it in Mother-Noroi studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. See, prosecutors do have a lot of clout. I still think he's a special case. Such a valuable guitar. It's too bad it got burned. What was it that you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from an examination of the guitar? That's right. What was that all about? Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front. It is called the sound hole. Ah, so that's what it's called. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yes. This, in fact. The examiner is busy with evidence for the case now, however. So he'll be checking this out once he's finished with everything else. Odd. That device looks strangely familiar. Prosecutor Gavin, about this remote. Wait! Excuse me, did you say something? This remote control might be valuable ammunition for the trial tomorrow. It's too early to show my hand now. You would think someone with such a loud voice would speak more clearly, yeah? It has to be one of these. What is it, Apollo? That device that was found in your guitar. Take a look at this. Why, that looks like the same thing! What is it? It's an igniter. Another one? It was at the crime scene, in Lamoroi's dressing room. Detective Sky found it, actually. At the scene of the crime? What could that mean, I wonder? What's that on the plate there? Is that gum? Gum? Maybe he was chewing it when the phone rang, so he put it on the plate for later consumption. You think a rock star could afford a fresh pick? Don't jump to any conclusions now. That's no chewing gum. Take a closer look. Although I really shouldn't be offering, should I? What is that? It looks like a lump of plastic. Wait, that phone call. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing? Object, whatever. Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche! Prosecutor Gavin, does this have something to do with Mr. Latouche? Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you? Who, us? I tried to stop him, really, but he forced me to. Hey, you were the one digging for a scandal, Miss Reporter. To tell the truth, I'm not even sure what it is. But apparently it's a model of something undercover agent Mr. Latouche was after. This lump? Would you mind telling us what you do know about it? This was found in Mr. Latouche's bag. It's apparently a replica of something. A replica? It's a small lump, about 1.5 inches long. He analyzed it, but there's not much to say, other than it's a lump of plastic. Perhaps it was to be used as an identification of whatever it is a replica of. You mean whatever Mr. Latouche was after? That seems to be the most logical explanation. Well, what is it? Don't ask me, Fraulein. Oh? If you don't want to tell us, you could just say so. I put in a request to Interpol via my contacts in Borginia, but apparently there's a block in information somewhere along the chain. Oh? There's something either Interpol or Borginia doesn't want to share, something about this little piece of plastic. Mr. Latouche went through all that trouble to become Mother-Noroi managger, just to come to this country to find out more about this lump, and he died for it. I've sent someone to the Coliseum to fetch Mother-Noroi. Perhaps she knows something about it being a Borginian. I believe that covers everything I'm at liberty to talk to you about. Oh? Thanks for dropping by. There, forehead. Thanks? Why, you gave me so much information. That igniter, for instance. Oh, that. I've never met an attorney so forthcoming with the prosecution. It's a big help. Perhaps you're just a tad naive, I guess I could have hid it, but somehow showing it felt like the right thing. I could say the same. To you, Prosecutor Gavin. Thanks for the information. About the strange lump of plastic. The one that Mr. Latouche was investigating. Hey, that's right! I've been thinking here, forehead. We encountered many incidents in our lives, all of us, not all of them simple. Especially not the ones where people are killing song lyrics. That is why I try to at least remain simple inside, and I keep a simple goal to discover the truth. That's why I like to keep relations simple, yeah? That is all. I can live with that. Mr. Prosecutor? Fraulein? Can I ask you why you sing in a band? Ah, because I want women to turn and look when I walk down the street. That's pretty simple, too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Another time, perhaps. Holy, that was a lot. July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum. Hello, Emma. Oh, it's you. You came at a good time. Hello there, Emma. What's up? Either of you know where Mother-Noroi is? Well, I saw her in the backstage hallway a while ago. Yeah? That's strange. What's strange? I can't find her anywhere. I was supposed to bring her to the prosecutor's office. Mother-Noroi's missing? It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own, being that she's blind and all. Yeah, we'll help you look for her. Great, thanks! July 9th, backstage hallway. This place is deserted. I wonder where Lamiror went off to. I'm sure she's okay on her own. She seems resourceful. I guess, but I can't help worry about her a little. July 9th, 4:46 p.m. in the wings. Huh? The stage is pitch dark! The power breaker must be off for this section. Great. I'll go get someone. Yikes, it was really dark out there. Dark. That's all Lamiror has when you think about it. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness? Hey, Apollo? Huh? What? Doesn't something about the stage seem different to you? Like, something's changed? Changed? I can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me. Now it's bugging me too. What's she talking about? Hey, that case! Wasn't that open before? Huh, I guess someone closed it. Wait, look, where the case closes. Someone's sticking out. That doesn't look like an instrument. You don't think it... Let's open it, Apollo. Holy... Ah, let me roar! Let me roar! Emma, we have to get Emma! Lamiror was taken directly to the hospital. Emma ran around, barking orders, making phone calls. Trucy just clung to my arm and cried. And me, I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. July 9th, 5:53 p.m. Hickfield Clinic waiting room. Emma, how's Lamiror? Is she okay? Ah, you. We all owe you a big thanks, that's for sure. So, she's okay? Yes, she came to a short while ago. We found her before it was too late. That's good to hear. So, what happened? Someone attacked her. She was struck on the forehead. By who? We don't know. But they hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her. How could she not see? Oh. Right. Would you like to see her now? Is that alright? She wants to thank you for saving her life. Let me roar! Ah, Mr. Attorney, you were the one who found me? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just glad you're okay. Tell me, what happened? It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone coming to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room. You were hit? I knew that very moment. I knew. The assailant was trying to kill me. No! It was lucky for me the first blow did not knock me out. I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me. I could hear footsteps. Yet I reached the stage first. Why the stage? I had overheard maintenance people talking. The power to the stage area was off, they said, for electrical work. Ah! Darkness is my ally. There was a contrabass case near the stage. That is where I hid. So the assailant couldn't see you. Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out. Wow, that sounds like a really close call. Do you have any idea who it might have been? Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word. Too bad. Yet, when I considered that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me was taller than I am. Good point. She's sharp. And you're much taller than I am. You're about as tall as Apollo. So that means it was likely an adult and probably a man. Could it be him? But why would anyone attack you, Lamiror? The detective asked me this too. And to her, I gave the same answer I gave you. I do not know. Ah, let me roar. I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is? This is what? Mr. Latouche was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after. He was after? You know, in his secret identity, as an undercover agent. So that's what he was doing. You mean you know what? Yes, I know, of course. This must be a Borginian cocoon. Or rather, convincing replica thereof. Why haven't I heard of a Borginian cocoon before? Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder. Well, they call it Borginian. It must only be found in Borginia. For certain, all in Borginia know of these. It's a cocoon, so do you get silk from it? I do not know the details, I am sorry to say. I thought she said all in Borginia knew of these. There's one fact I do know about the cocoon, though. Something all in Borginia know. What's that? The cocoons, they are not to be taken out of the country. If someone does and is caught, they will be put to death. To death? Why? I do not know. Yet, if Interpol was involved, I'm sure there is a good reason. But this is just a piece of plastic! He was carrying a replica, looking for the real deal. That's my best guess. But that's what he was up to? Tracking down Borginia cocoon smuggling. Smuggling? It seems I was marked. Marked? Life changed for me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world. Ah, so you could have bought those Borginian cocoons with you! On my trips, yes. That was probably the suspicion. And Mr. Latus was placed as an undercover agent to look into it. Borginia is a small, sheltered country. Not many of our people venture into the world outside. Is that why they suspected you? But Mr. Latus wasn't a Borginian, was he? He was an Interpol agent, which means... What, Apollo? There must be some reason why Borginia doesn't want those cocoons getting out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved. Huh? Like what? How could such a tiny ball of thread cause such a commotion? Cocoon smuggling. And Mr. Latus had Lamiror marked. It couldn't be her. Huh? There's one other person I need to talk to. Thank you for talking to us, Lamiror. It was the least I could do. I actually have another request. If it is within my power, I need an interpreter. Someone who speaks Borginian. Apollo? Would you come with us if you're well enough? I see. Yes, of course. I shall accompany you. Huh? Where are we going? Come on, Trucy. We're about to get to the bottom of this. July 9th, attend the center. Visitor's room. Maki, we came to talk to you about the case. Maki. Would you interpret for us, Lamiror? Yes. Maki, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind. Now we know the truth. You could see, right? I was completely fooled myself. Maki, isn't there another secret you're hiding from us? Wait, Mr. Attorney, what do you mean by secret? What do I mean by secret? Well... Take that! If I'm not mistaken, you know something about this, don't you? Hey, you got a reaction! A big one! Maki, you didn't! Trucy and I are trained to see people's uncertainty. Not that we would have needed any training to see that one. Mr. Attorney, please tell me what this is all about. Lamiror, please interpret. Very well. I know you know something about this by your reaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution and have them look into it. He asks you to wait. Do not be so hasty. But Maki... You know everything? Yes, everything. Well, sort of. Have him tell us about it. Very well. What is this cocoon, anyway? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure? It must cure some disease. It's a cure for incuritis. A cure for incuritis? But if it's a cure, why keep it in Borginia like that? Let's think of all the lives they could save by sharing the medicine. I do not understand the reasons myself. Okay, well, at least we know what it is. A cure. And Mr. Latus was after cocoon smugglers. Wait, was Maki? Maki, you weren't. He couldn't be a smuggler. He's so little. Well, you're only 15, and you're sort of a magician, aren't you? Well, that's true. I am sort of a magician. She said sort of. Oh, to have a copy of that security camera tape. Well, Maki, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. First he plays blind, now he plays dumb. I wonder, do you think he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? If Maki really did bring one into the country, was he planning on making a deal for its sale? I can't go home. Can't go home. I can't go home to Borginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Virginia is death. That's right, it's punishable by death. About the case? What about the case? You want to tell us about Mr. Latus's death? This meeting's over. Darian? What do you mean? Visiting hours aren't over yet. There's a call for Maki from the Borginian embassy. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy. We're leaving. Darian, wait! I never liked you. Either of you. Huh? Darn it! We were so close! He was about to tell us! Hey, Apollo! He didn't want us to hear what Maki had to say. Apollo! And there can only be one reason why. Why is everyone ignoring me? Oh, sorry. This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow. In court! And with that, we shall bring today's live stream to a close. So, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the live stream, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out Mother-Noroi's Twitch channel by clicking the link in the description below to help her achieve your dream, being my God, I believe you can you won't disappointed. And of course, don't forget to click that little bell button if you should notify whenever I upload a video or live stream to my channel. And most importantly, if you wish to see the live stream done, you can just check out my playlist section. All my videos there archive European entertainment, like watch let's plays like God of War, Batman Arkham Knight, Final Fantasy 16, and many, many more. Thank you all for watching. I was your host, TheAmariaShadow, saying along Z, and I'll see you for the next adventure. Goodbye, everyone!